Streaming on Twitch. Stream. Okay. And Dementia Radio now and recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast, brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice.
Hey, Luke Ski.
What's on the show this week?
We have nobody on the show this week. I'm going to turn you up nice and loud. And for the people listening on Dementia Radio, what the hell? Go away. Dismiss. Hi. For the people listening on Dementia Radio, the reason I'm not in the Discord chat at the moment is because Discord has been downloading an update for the past 10 minutes or so. So whenever that finishes, I'll log into the chat. Welcome to episode 779 of the Funny Music Podcast for Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. Title of this week's episode is Unbiased Display. And we have nobody else on the show this week, this evening. Mikey Mason is doing his trivia hosting tonight, and we weren't able to schedule anything. And Kaya Blombird is from Norway, and it's like 4 a.m. over there, and we weren't able to schedule a pre-recorded interview either. So, just us. Speaking of us,
let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke bailed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
No, he's right.
So Luke, what you been up to?
Well, last Friday night, Santana had a party at our apartment. Not a huge party, but, a handful of people over. We played some Jackbox games. We did a round of Boob Tree that actually went well. Santana got through the game without screwing it up, so that's a plus. But yeah, that was fun. Then on Saturday, I joined Kalani at the Yorba Linda Library for a big Star Wars day they were having. So her and the Rebel Legion, along with some of the 501st Stormtroopers, showed up to dress up in cosplay and take pictures with all the kids and the people there, and that was awesome and fun. And she was dressed as her X-Wing pilot outfit, so that was super cool. And then a couple days later, something unfortunate happened that we were hoping wasn't going to happen, but it did. Kalani, she had lost little bits of hair here and there, once the chemotherapy started, but it was never a big deal, or at least not that big of a deal. And the other morning, she woke up to discover that significant clumps of her hair were coming out. So she scheduled an appointment for the following morning to go to a salon in Irvine and basically have her head, shaved, because that's what most people do in that situation, because it's just easier than trying to maintain it as it falls out or whatever. So I joined her for it, and we spent time together. The person who did it is super nice, and then we kind of spent the afternoon together at this mall. I picked up some shirts I had ordered from Hot Topic the previous week or two earlier. One of Dr. Doofenshmirtz. It's like him, and it says in kind of calligraphy, big letters, it says doof, and then there's lightning around it like it's a heavy metal band, and it's just Doofenshmirtz right in the middle, so that's cool. And then the other one was one of Squirrel Girl from Marvel Rivals, and I was like, oh, holy crap, it's a Squirrel Girl shirt. I'm getting that. I'm ordering that immediately, because they didn't have it in my size when I was there 2 weeks earlier or something. So, but yeah, then we went and got cupcake, we had lunch, and we made a little morning and afternoon out of it. So yeah, and then there's this thing that I won't go into super detail on it, but I'm kind of crossing my fingers about it. The Animation Guild, of which I am a member, just announced the other day a mentorship program specifically aimed at people who have been having struggles finding work for a prolonged period of time in the animation industry, which is an exact description of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I filled out their form questionnaire, and there were a couple kind of essay questions, and I had to write up some stuff to tell them about me and my struggles. And I submitted it, and I'm really glad that because I submitted it, like I found it. The email happened at like 3 p.m, and by 10 p.m. at night, I had submitted the thing. And it wasn't even 3 p.m. the next day. They had originally announced that the time, they had like the date of like June 6th or something. So basically there was like a 17-day window to apply for this thing. And in less than 24 hours, they sent another email saying, we have gotten such an overwhelming response to this that we are now cutting making the cutoff date this coming Friday at noon. So basically they reduced it from 17 days to 3 days because in the first 24 hours, they got so many people applying for this thing. But, it's a program they intend to continue, so they'll be other opportunities. But, anyway, my point is I'm really glad that I took the time to submit that when I did, and I'm going to just cross my fingers and hope that I get chosen.
Yeah, good luck, man.
Because thank you. I'm very tired of not working in the animation industry at a studio. And I feel it's my turn. So... and then last but not least, just literally what we came from, Kalani and I, because I'm at her place again, because her third cycle of chemo begins tomorrow morning. We went to see the new live-action Lilo and Stitch movie, and as far as the Disney live-action remakes goes, this is the champion. This is the best one, in my opinion.
One looked good, and this is coming from someone who's never seen Lilo and Stitch, so I don't have much of a baseline.
Okay,
but so it's one of those films that just kind of got past me, and I never got around to seeing. I do want to see it, and I do want to see the live-action version. So, is it like The Lion King, where it's like a shot-by-shot thing, or is it different?
No, it tells roughly the same story. There's only one significant character that they decided to cut out because, I don't know, maybe because it was another one of the aliens. Maybe they just kind of thought, like, for plot reasons, there were too many, variables, and they wanted to, streamline it or whatever. Maybe it was a budgeting reason. They're like, okay, we already got Stitch, we got Jumba, Pleakley, and then like the, I forgot what her title is, the Empress of the of the Galactic Federation or whatever. Maybe they just decided, we're going to cut down on the number of CG characters in this movie and make it easier on the animators and the budget or something. I don't know. But in any case, you absolutely should see both. And something I'll point out in case you didn't know, Lilo's older sister, Nani, in the original version was voiced by Tia Carrere. And in this version, Tia Carrere is in it playing like a social worker that's helping or trying to help Lilo and Nani with their like life situation.
Oh, cool.
It's not like a spoiler or anything. Nani is Lilo's older sister, and both of their parents were like killed in a car accident, like a year or two before the time of this movie, starts. So basically,
a Disney movie with dead parents. Who would have thought it?
Yeah, really. But yeah, the point is that Nani's trying to like be a responsible adult while raising this kid who, is, got her own unique things going on with her. Anyway, I don't want to. Just the point is, Lilo and Stitch, the original, is a classic, and I think, if the assignment is, Disney's going to make these remakes whether people like them or not, and it's somebody's job. Like, this is your assignment: do a live action remake of Lilo and Stitch. Like, I think they pretty much nailed it. It's
cool.
Yeah, Anyway, that's it. Point is, I liked it. Kalani liked it. I know everyone's like all up in arms because lots of people didn't like the Snow White remake, etc. And that basically the fact that so few people went to see it and it made so little money has basically made Disney rethink their whole doing live action remakes anymore. But I personally think all of you should give Lilo and Stitch a chance because again, I think they understood the assignment. So anyway, that's that. What have you been up to, Devo?
Well, we had a birthday party for my oldest child. Connor is now 21, if you can believe that. It's like,
I don't believe that. It's not true.
I don't believe that either. It's like, wow, okay.
I've met your kids and they're small, and that's what they are.
You met my kids a long time ago. I may have only had two when you met them.
Yes.
But so we had a party with all the grandparents, which was lots of fun, lots of good food that I ate way too much of. Mostly, I don't have a lot of stuff that's like really interesting to talk about. We've mostly just been doing work around the house. Jen, like all of a sudden, like as soon as Connor moved out, all of a sudden a spreadsheet appeared in my Google Docs with like 150 items that need to be done with the house. And it's like, oh, and we've gotten through a lot of them, but it's been a lot of work and a fair bit of money that I don't really have. But, and the house is coming together. We've been doing, good stuff. But like one of the things we did, I don't know if this was over the weekend or this was earlier, but like up in the corner of the living room is like a mess of wires and stuff where that's our router and the Ethernet switch and the cable modem and like all the hubs for Jen's smart things are all there, and they were all just kind of in a pile shoved behind the couch. And like one of the things we did was years ago, Jen had built this shelf that runs the length of the couch. We have an enormous couch. I think it was like 2 different couches that we Frankenstein together into one big one. And so we have this big giant couch, and she made shelves for between the couch and the wall. So behind the couch is a shelf. It runs all the way around the couch. So what we did was we extended it to go down the arm of the couch where I normally sit. And we built a little box container below the shelf, and all of the Ethernet switch and the cable modem and the router and everything are all under there, and most of them are like velcroed to the back of the wall, so they're all like clean and neat and organized and everything. We got a universal power supply there so that if the power goes out, all these things will still have power. And then this I definitely did over the weekend. I cut the piece of wood for the front of it to cover it, and then we painted that. The last step is to like get some of these rare earth magnets and put them along the thing so that it snaps in place and stays there. So we've been doing a lot of cool stuff like that. It's taking a lot of time, So I don't have a lot of other stuff to talk about because I've been doing that. I have been enjoying the crap out of Doctor Who. This has been a really strong season. I'm very happy with it. And today I did a little bit of recording. I went into my sound booth and fixed a line on What's Up Spock that I went way too long before I realized I mispronounced Tendy's name in the song. And I don't know how I missed it for so long. After I caught it, I was like, shit, the album's already out. How do I do this? But like lately I've been making those shorts for YouTube that have been going very well. And I want to make a short out of the Lower Decks verse of What's Up Spock. And I'm like, I can't do that until I fix the pronunciation. So I re-recorded that line, sent it off to Trevor. I'm awaiting the new mix from him. As soon as I get that mix, I will make a new short and get that up on YouTube. So that's what I've been up to. Let's get into some music from these people who aren't here this week, shall we?
Sure.
Here is the latest from newcomer Blombird. Putin has the longest table.
Trump's on speak, he's rambling on, claims he's right when he's clearly wrong. Putin has the longest table. Are you his guest? You'll need a fiber cable. So we laugh, we dance, we sing along, mock the fools till they are gone. Truth still shines when lies get spun. They can't outlast the setting sun. One loves walls, one bombs towers. Both dream big of stolen crowns. Trump cries fraud when votes are cast. Putin's rigged it all so fast. When the world feels upside down and clowns pretend they wear the crown, don't despair, don't lose your way. Find a hope in Groundhog Day. So we laugh, we dance, we sing along. Mock the fools till they are gone. Truth still shines when lies get spun. They can't outlast the setting sun. They fear truth like a panic attack. Fear the folks who push right back. So tell a joke, share a meme, make them rage, it's quite the scene. So we laugh, we dance, we sing along. Mock the fools till they are gone. History's cruel, repeats the crime. The truth will win, just give it time. One loves walls, one mobs towns. Both dream big of stolen crowns. Trump cries fraud when votes are cast. Putin's rigged it all so fast. When the world feels upside down and clowns pretend they wear the crown, don't despair, don't lose your way. Find a hope in Groundhog Day. So we laugh, we dance, we sing along. Mock the fools till they are gone. History's cruel, repeats the crime. The truth will win, just give it time.
So Kaya Blombird is an artist from Norway who does a lot of political satire, as you could probably guess from that song. We tried to schedule an interview, but we weren't able to, so hopefully we can grab her next time. She also has a song on the FuMP Sideshow that was posted not too long ago called Vance the Swiss Army Knife, which I played on Manic Mondays a few weeks ago. So check that out as well. All right, let's do some news.
This is the FuMP.
Cause she said, baby, there's so much more, just wait. Come on in, everybody! My wife's into 5 ways, and I was excited, but this feels wrong. If I had it my way, we'd have invited some girls along.
When I fell head over heels for Billy Squire and the heavenly harmony of Billy's choir, I'd get it on with Bob Seger too, just as long as Bob Seger too.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
Second week of deer camp, drinking the beer.
Open up the door, it's Dave!
Man, Dave's not here.
Time for funny music news. Something, something, something.
In the news, all right, the only news I have is that the FuMP Volume 110 is now finally shipping. I apologize for the delay. CDs went out today to subscribers, so they should be arriving shortly. If you are not a subscriber, you can order yours now in the store at thefump.com. And the FuMPFest documentary IndieGoGo is up to $2,665, which is 39% of the way to their $6,700 goal. And that's all the news I got, unless you got anything else, Luke.
Let's see. I did this week. I sent off an email update. I plugged the IndieGoGo for the documentary. I plugged the Dr. and William music video. I plugged that Dr. Demento played it, and suggested to folks that perhaps they could request it for the top 10. What else was the other things in there? See, normally I have access to my email, but since I'm doing this on my phone, I don't have my email in front of me to look at.
Let me see if I can find it
just
really
go
quick.
look at my social media. There's one other thing I want to plug, but I don't. If Janice and T are listening, message Devo and tell them about the new issue of their wordplay thing, so that Devo can plug it, because it's like a web magazine about wordplay, and in their latest issue they interviewed both me and Steve Goody.
Oh, cool.
But I don't have it in front of me, so I don't remember what the name of the URL is. I think it's the Journal of Wordplay.com, I think. So something like that.
So besides the other stuff you mentioned, you also have your animation playlist.
Oh yeah. I finally plugged Dr. Demento's animation episode from a couple weeks ago to let people know that existed, because I was kind of too busy at the time to plug it when it came out. And then I also replugged the animation compilation playlist because I made that Photoshop thing of art, for the thing that looked way better than the art that was previously there from something I drew, back in 2005. So. Yeah, was there anything else in the email?
Just all the regular stuff about the podcasts and the Dr. Demento show and stuff.
All right. Yeah, Carrie and I are trying to finish recording episode 4 of the animation podcast, but it's just very hard for her and I to find time that coincides where we can record segments. We've recorded one segment and we want to record at least 2 or 3 more, covering the Minecraft movie and a couple other things. So
cool.
So be on the lookout for that soon. And hopefully Janice or T is listening live, and they can tell people they can confirm whether or not I'm right that the thing is called journalofwordplay.com or something to that effect. Anyway.
All right. Tour dates. On Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goody hosting at the Bluebird. Sundays online, 2 Sleeps. The last Sunday of each month on Facebook, Lauren Mayer. Mondays online, Steve Goody and Brad Tassel at virtualcomedyshow.com. Wednesdays in San Francisco, California, Ben Vicini. On the 23rd in New York, David W. Jacobson. On the 23rd in San Jose, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On the 24th in Rancho Cordova, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On the 24th in Middleton, Indiana, Mikey Mason. On the 25th in San Francisco, California, Lauren Mayer. On the 27th in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goody. On the 29th in Hillsborough, New Jersey, Carla Ulbrich. On the 30th in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, Carla Ulbrich. The 30th through the 1st in Charlotte, North Carolina, Mikey Mason. And on the 4th on YouTube, Escape from the Secret Lab, featuring the Consortium of Genius. All right. Second song this week is another new one by Mikey Mason from his album Mimic. Here is Autocorrect.
Every time I send a text, I feel fulfilled by my reflexes and the tech I use to text it, and I look like such a jerk. Am I definitely going or defiantly going? Are you kicking ass or kissing ass at work? Ducking I am autocorrect. You twist all my words and phrases, turn my text to verbal mazes that would mystify Will Short's autocorrect. Are you just programmed to abuse me, twist my meanings and confuse me, or just torment me for sport? Can't send a text without the meaning getting wrecked. Autocorrect. Did I mean baked or was it naked? I'm not sure that I will make it. One more minute if you keep this bull's hip up. I tried to send my condolences to a grieving friend. You wrote my condoms, now his family hates my guts. Ducking, they do autocorrect. You twist all my words and phrases, turn my text to verbal mazes that would mystify Will Short's autocorrect. Are you just programmed to abuse me, twist my meanings and confuse me, or just torment me for sport? Can't send a text without the meaning getting wrecked. Autocorrect. I need a stapler, not a stalker, and an EpiPen, not an epic penis like you wrote last week. Meanwhile, I ate some chicken for my dinner and not children like you switched it. Social services
Autocorrect is a good example of a biased display as opposed to an unbiased display. That was a stretch even for me. Autocorrect is available on
you did it.
Mikey Mason's new album, Mimic, available at mikeymason.bandcamp.com. All right, let's do some feedback thingies.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback, you know that segment of the show we do about now?
Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback. That Lucky Panda wrote, happy to be on the show this week. Totally still not embarrassed for getting the episode title wrong for the first time. Ha ha ha. I wanted to mention the funny decision I made in censoring the T slur and nothing else in my parody, but it slipped my mind. Always a pleasure. And that's my note. Yeah, he mentioned the T word, and I wanted to mention this. My acting class the other night, there were two women did a scene talking about relationships that they've had with men. And one of them said, you'll notice I didn't even mention the H word. And I was like, the H word? And all I could think of was herpes? What? And turns out she was talking about honesty as the H word. But anyway, feedback.
Hey, log! Oh my God, it's you, not again!
Excuse me. A-Log wrote, having Luke leave feedback in the form of Chuck Jones's rules for the Coyote and Roadrunner shorts is one of the most random things I've heard Luke do all year. I would call it a personal Luke ski moment, but it wasn't a self-plug as usual to make it count as one. Oh, and before I forget, thanks for mentioning Ben's announcement on your show. I know you guys don't see eye to eye on a lot of things lately, but I'm happy that Ben's being acknowledged by you guys. Like myself, he does need proof that people both listen and care about his show. I think you might be making a little too much out of that, but yeah, happy to support Ben here. And Benny Weird Al Fan 27 wrote, I've stepped away from listening to the show for a while now. Coming back to listening to you guys on my iPod at work is refreshing. The funnies were funny. Also, there's video now? When did that happen? And I was going to look that up and I forgot to. So let me do that. I want to say it was definitely 2020, right?
Yeah, it was during the pandemic when Carrie was on and we were all going to turn our cameras off. And she was like, no, well, the whole point of me being on here is so that I can see my friends. Why are we not having the cameras on? And then it just turned into like, well, if we're going to have the cameras on, then we might as well record the video too. And then from that day forward, we were also a video podcast, which...
Yep. So the episode that had Carrie on it, I found it, was April 16th, 2020. And there's no video of that one because we all just turned our cameras on to, talk to each other. But the following week, episode 514 from April 23rd, 2020, was the first video episode of the FuMPCast. So we've been doing it for just over 5 years now as video. So, fun times.
Which means I have to make myself look somewhat presentable, which is annoying.
Me too. Yeah. All right. That's it for feedback.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Oops. Sorry, was still selected. Let's see if tomorrow's song is posted yet. No, it's not. All right. She assures me it will be, but I'm going to ping her after the show and make sure. Actually, I'll ping Jace since he's the one doing the mix. All right. And we are going to have a Sunday bonus slot this week by Insane Ian. Unless tomorrow's song doesn't get posted in time, then I'm going to bump Ian up to tomorrow. So, and then...
Tuesday song is not yet posted.
So basically nothing is posted right now, but we'll see how this goes. All right. And I need a topic for the Spotify playlist. Any suggestions? Oh, we were doing...
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen... Say that louder so it cuts to you.
Stephen Hawking. Because I'm holding a Simpsons Stephen Hawking action figure where he's in his awesome wheelchair with helicopter and punching and jets.
Are there enough Stephen Hawking songs? There's probably enough Simpsons songs. I might be able to do the Simpsons.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's definitely enough songs either by or about the Simpsons.
Yeah. So we have 88 Lines by you. We have
Bart Simpson.
Bart Simpson. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff from that Do the Bartman LP. I'll pick
Deep
some
Deep
of those.
Trouble.
Deep Trouble is the one I really like.
The one that Mr. Burns sang called
the
Look
Mr.
at
Burns.
All Those Idiots.
Look at all those idiots. Yeah, that's my favorite one.
What they put out another album, and sadly, the best song on that one is the one sung by Apu, which I don't think really flies anymore today.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people dislike Apu, or I'm not saying this right.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this, but somebody made an entire documentary.
Yes, I know,
about
and
Apu.
I have my opinions on that, but this isn't the time or place.
Yeah.
So all right, I'll find some more Simpsons songs, and we'll go with that. Oh, you know what? I'm going to include Frank's 2000-inch TV.
If you don't find enough Simpsons songs, you could always expand it to other, Fox animated shows or something like that.
Could do that,
all the Fox sitcom shows.
Yeah, but I'm going to include some peripheral stuff like Frank's 2000-inch TV
Family
because
Guy.
that mentions it.
Oh yeah.
All right. All right, let's get out of here. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski, and look, it's Ram Man.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say...
Usa la costa!